I am 95 years old now, and life has become very quiet. The house is still here. The window is still here. This old chair is still here. But many of the people I loved are only memories now. At this age, you do not think much about money, clothes, or the things you bought. You think about moments, words you should have said, hands you should have held, people you should have called before it was too late. When I was young, I thought life was long. I thought there would always be another day to say sorry, another day to visit my parents, another day to sit with my children, another day to fix what was broken.
But life does not always give another day. Sometimes one normal conversation becomes the last conversation. Sometimes one small argument becomes a silence that never ends.
I was not a bad woman. I loved my family. I worked hard. I cared for people. But love inside the heart is not always enough. If love does not become time, patience, kind words, and gentle actions, people may never truly feel it. My first regret is that I allowed pride to control me. When I was young, I thought being strong meant never bending. If someone hurt me, I became cold. If someone made a mistake, I kept my distance.
If someone apologized, I did not always accept it with softness. I once had a close friend named Margaret. We were like sisters.
But one day, we had a small argument. I cannot even remember what started it. She did not call me, and I did not call her. I thought, why should I be the first one? Days became weeks. Weeks became years. Then, one morning, I heard she had passed away. I cried because I had allowed pride to bury a friendship that was still alive. Pride feels powerful for a moment, but later it leaves you empty.
After that, I saw the same mistake in my family too. I had been proud with my husband, proud with my children, and proud with people who loved me, even when one gentle word could have saved the moment.
Another regret I carry is that I cared too much about what other people thought of me. I wanted to look perfect, a good wife, a good mother, a respectable woman, so I smiled when I was tired. I stayed quiet when I wanted to speak. I said yes when my heart wanted to say no. I hid my pain because I did not want people to judge me. But now I know, people judge you anyway.
If you speak, they judge you. If you stay silent, they judge you. If you follow your heart, they judge you.
And if you live only for them, even then, they forget you. I wanted to write. I wanted to travel. I wanted to sing without fear. But many times, I stopped myself because I was afraid of what people would say. Now I understand that other people's opinions are a poor reason to waste your life. Their approval does not hold your hand when you are old. Their opinions do not comfort you at night. Live with respect, but do not live in a prison built from other people's voices.
I also gave my best energy to the outside world, and I gave my tiredness to my own family. I cleaned the house, cooked meals, and kept everything in order.
But many times, I was too busy to be present. My children wanted attention. My husband wanted softness. My parents wanted visits. And I kept saying, later, I said, I will sit with you later. I will call tomorrow. I will visit next week. But later is a dangerous word. Tomorrow is not always promised.
I remember my son coming home with a drawing in his little hands. His eyes were bright, and he said, "Mother, look what I made." I was washing dishes, and I did not even turn properly.
I said, put it on the table. I will see it later. He became quiet and walked away. At that time, I thought it was nothing, but now I understand. He was not only showing me a drawing, he was showing me his heart. And I missed it, not because I did not love him, but because I was too distracted to show him that I loved him. Many important moments do not look important when they happen. A child asking for attention, a husband asking for a walk, a mother waiting for a phone call, a father hoping you will stay a little longer. These moments look ordinary, but later they become the memories that hurt the most. I also regret not taking care of my body earlier. When you are young, your body feels strong, so you push it. You stay awake too late. You carry stress in your chest. You eat whatever is easy. You say, I will rest later. But the body does not forget. Then one day, the knees become weak. The back becomes stiff. The breath becomes short. The hands begin to shake. Suddenly, simple things become difficult. Standing from a chair, climbing stairs, walking across a room. Health is not something you protect only after you lose it. Walk while your legs can walk. Sleep while your body can heal. Eat food that gives you strength. Protect your peace, because stress slowly enters the body too. But the regret that visits me most often is love. I loved my husband. I truly did. But I was not always gentle with him. I corrected him more than I thanked him. I noticed his mistakes more than his tiredness. We had hard years. We had arguments, but he stayed. He worked. He came home. He carried responsibilities in silence. After he passed away, I found one of his old coats in the closet. I held it in my hands and cried for a long time, not because the coat was special, but because it still felt like him. In that moment, all the complaints became small. All the arguments became useless. I only wanted one more ordinary evening, one more cup of tea, one more slow walk, one more chance to say, thank you for staying with me. That is the strange pain of losing someone. You do not only miss the big moments, you miss the small habits, the sound of their steps, the chair they used, and the presence you once took for granted. So do not wait until someone is gone to become soft. Say the kind words now. Hold the hand now. Forgive the small mistakes now, because one day, the person you are angry with may become the person you would give anything to see again. I also regret delaying my dreams. I wanted to write stories. I wanted to see more places. I wanted to learn music, but I kept saying, not now. I told myself I was too busy, too tired, too old, or too late. But the truth was, I was afraid of failing, afraid of looking foolish, afraid that people would laugh, so I postponed myself. And that is a quiet way to break your own heart. If I could speak to my younger self, I would say, start anyway. Start slowly. Start scared. But do not spend your whole life only planning to live. Perhaps the hardest regret is the way I treated myself. For years, I carried guilt like a heavy bag. Guilt as a mother, wife, daughter, and friend. I remembered every harsh word and every missed chance. Some guilt was deserved, some mistakes were real. But punishing yourself forever does not repair the past. It only steals the present. If you hurt someone, apologize. If you can fix something, fix it. If you can become better, become better. But do not spend your whole life standing in the court of your own mind. At some point, you must say, I was wrong, but I am learning. I failed, but I am not only my failure. I cannot change yesterday. Maybe that is why I am speaking now. Not because I lived perfectly. I did not. I am speaking because regret has a voice. And if you listen early enough, it can save you from pain later. So call the person you miss. Say sorry before your ego becomes comfortable. Sit with your parents while their hands are still warm. Listen to your children while they still come to you. Do not give your best smile to strangers and your worst mood to the people at home. Do not chase people who do not value you. but do not ignore the people who quietly love you. Take care of your health before sickness forces you to care.
Follow your dream before time turns it into a painful question. I am 95 years old now. My life was not empty.
I had joy, love, and laughter, but I also had regrets. If my regrets can warn someone else, then maybe they are not completely wasted. So live carefully, love openly, forgive sooner, speak gently, choose honestly, because one day the noise of life will become quiet. And when that day comes, I hope your heart does not whisper, "I wish I had lived differently."
I hope it says, I was not perfect, but I loved well. I tried honestly, and I did not waste the life I was given.